Welcome to this first webinar on the 2020 Relocate Awards. I'm Fiona Murchie, Managing Editor of Relocate Magazine and Relocate Global, and with me is our head judge, Dr. Sue Shortland. In this webinar, we'll be covering how to enter the awards with top tips for creating a winning entry. And later in the series, we'll be talking to some of our previous winners to find out why they entered and how winning a Relocate Award has benefited them and their company. And this is our agenda for today. For many years, we've been covering the wider international management agenda, including leadership, inclusion and diversity, and health and well-being across our media. Now, these have been incorporated into a new model which encapsulates 8 topics critical to all organisations at local, regional and global level that put people at the heart of what they do in a fast-paced changing world. In the 2020 awards, we recognise the attributes of purpose and leadership to further the sustainable growth of international organisations and those managing global teams. The start of a new decade is the perfect time to embrace change across the international management and global mobility agenda, and to revisit the Relocate Awards to reflect the attributes of collaboration, innovation and inclusion and global mindedness that are required to succeed in new and existing markets. We've acknowledged priorities for leadership teams across the global companies and have taken on board productivity issues, global talent shortages, and the importance of inspiring individuals and organisations to perform at higher levels. And as a result, we've introduced the Think Global People Awards to run alongside our Think Relocate Awards. Sue, as head judge, would you like to explain how this has impacted the redesign of the awards and the introduction of the new Think Global People Awards?
Yes, of course, Fiona. We believe that excellence in the leadership and management of people globally will make the difference to organisations when setting and achieving their strategic goals. So we're recognising and rewarding excellence in global leadership, sustainability and social responsibility. And we're also looking at innovation and strategic management HR initiatives. We're going to focus on excellence in inclusion, resourcing and thought leadership, as well as highlighting examples drawn from different industry sectors. The aim of these Think Global People Awards is to encourage the sharing of innovative strategy and operational excellence, reflecting how organisations today are going beyond more traditional approaches to deliver inspirational people management outcomes. In essence, people make the difference in organisational success. So this year's awards will showcase 2020 vision in best practice people management.
And we've allied the awards with the new 8 priority areas to produce a new suite of awards that really showcase best practice and honour the best and brightest corporates and suppliers across international management and the mobility arena. So there are now 17 categories, so something for everyone. Sue, can you just highlight what are the benefits for people entering?
Yes, of course it raises your company's profile significantly, and your own too, which is important for you. By entering the awards and thinking over what you've done, reflecting on your successes, then you can actually improve your business planning for the future and drive up standards. Also, winning one of these awards helps you to recruit and retain top talent as it showcases you as a best practice organisation. Entering the awards can motivate your team and boost morale, and of course, impress your potential investors, customers, and management team.
Great, so I hope that will really encourage people from all sectors and across international management and the mobility arena to get involved this year.
Yes, what you can see here in the centre is we are recognising awards across the whole community of both mobility and HR, management and leadership. So it's a much wider range this time around. And you can see from the next ring that it identifies global leaders and managers. It also identifies HR and mobility professionals and service providers too. and further slides will explain these in more detail. The next ring looks at geographical coverage and addresses both local, regional and global delivery. And then around the outside, we have the 8 areas that I'm going to go into in a bit more detail in the following slides. 4 of these are related to mobility and 4 to thinking global people. So first of all, geographical coverage. So you can see from this slide that the awards will recognise those who operate at a local level, domestically or within one country. They also recognise organisations that are operating regionally, as well as those who are operating across the globe. So the aim behind this is that all options are covered in terms of geographical coverage. For awards across the community, you can see from this slide that the awards are tailored for HR and mobility professionals, and also for global leaders and managers. So within this, there could be a wide range of disciplines. For example, these might address recruitment and selection, resourcing issues, might also address learning and development, coaching, for example. A whole range of different professions and specialisms are covered here. And the third bullet point refers to service providers, and these will be tailored to the organisations that provide services to the corporate marketplace. The Think Relocate Awards has 4 categories within it. So you can see from the slide that there are categories addressing global mobility, technology, and included this year analytics. In addition, well-being and employee experience. And finally, education and schools. And here are the subcategories, as you can see, for global mobility and technology and analytics, covering relocation management and mobility support, service apartment providers and international removals providers. And then also for technology and analytics, awards recognising the corporate sector, delivering to the corporate sector and delivering to employees and families. And on this slide, the remaining Relocate Awards covering employee experience and well-being, covering family support, for example, and destination services, again representing geographical coverages, and then education and schools, looking at schools providing outstanding support and also educational consultancy. Moving on to the Think Global People Awards, the 4 new categories address industry sectors, leadership, sustainability and corporate social responsibility, and then excellence and innovation. So for industry sectors, we will be rewarding the strategic management or HR initiatives of the year, and also looking to reward excellence in corporate and service provider partnerships. For global leadership, the categories cover a wide range of areas, including resourcing, talent management, learning and development, and coaching, and also excellence in fostering inclusivity and/or cultural awareness. And the final Global People Awards categories, we have sustainability and social responsibility. So, for example, you might include climate change initiatives within these. And then excellence and innovation, which is covering the best research contribution, thought leadership, or book.
So, Sue, what would you say are the top tips for a winning entry?
Well, there's a whole range of them, Fiona, and we will have a number of slides going into these in detail. But I think the first one that's quite important is to make sure that you use the most appropriate entry form. And I think this is very important because obviously we do have a number of categories and subcategories this year. So do make sure that you check out which is the most appropriate for you. Obviously, you will need to complete the entry details section, and the form is a bit more streamlined this year in that we have the entry statement and only after that 3 entry criteria. So there's fewer criteria this year to address, but we believe that they are addressing a range of very, very important issues. And then obviously there will be the ability for you to provide some supporting materials too. Before I go on to these in more detail though, just some general points that I think are worth mentioning. Do allow sufficient time to complete your entry, particularly if you have to get approval or input from other people. Make sure that you always follow the assessment criteria. You will find these detailed for you on the forms and on the website. Make sure also that you stick to the stipulated word count, and also make sure your entry is in the format that's specified. So that's just some general tips to start you off.
Thank you, Sue. Let's hear the individual process.
Sure. Okay, so for the entry statement, I think it's very important that you actually say why you think you should win. And this means making a clear case and setting out what you've done that's new, different, effective, efficient, exciting, something that will really fire up the judges when they're reading what you have to say. So ensure that you talk about excellent and inspirational achievements. And if you want to illustrate this with examples, this can be really helpful to bring your entry to life. We also would encourage you to provide a supporting video, like a YouTube clip, but to a maximum of 2 minutes, please. What we found in the past is this video is incredibly helpful to the judges because we don't know that much necessarily about your particular organisation, and it really helps us to see the context in which you are operating and therefore how you've actually achieved these inspirational achievements that you have set within your own corporate context. You're also welcome to supply 1 page of supporting material as well, but please make this relevant to the entry statement itself. And you'll find information in the top tips guidance sheets for each criterion and each category, and I would suggest that you follow those as well. There are 3 entry criteria, and each of these are equally weighted, all of them being worth 25 marks each. And do be aware that these are award specific and that we do give detailed guidance for each criterion. What we're looking for you to do, though, is to show excellent and inspirational achievements, and it's very helpful if you give examples to illustrate as this brings this to life. So the 3 entry criteria typically are covering issues to do with demonstrating exceptional mobility or people management experience, and by that we're looking for innovations or actions taken to improve experiences and examples to illustrate this. The second looks at improving business or people management outcomes and also touches on issues to do with managing change. And this looks particularly at how you might use your manpower effectively, looks at cost effectiveness and proactivity, and how you might achieve positive outcomes, particularly during periods of change. So once again, you can draw upon examples to illustrate your actions. And then the final criterion concerns having or demonstrating commitment and engagement and passion from your workforce. And under this criterion, you might be talking about your people management practices, for example, that encourage your staff to go the extra mile. So, for example, what leadership and management strategies or styles do you use? How do you lead and manage your teams, for example? And once again, examples can help bring this to life. You will find that some of the awards, though, have different requirements, particularly the research contribution, thought leadership and book. So you must take care to read the top tips guidance very carefully. We also welcome supporting materials, 1 page for each criterion, if you wish to supply this, but please make it relevant to the information supplied under each criterion that you address. And lastly, just follow the top tips that are given to you. These are very detailed and they will help you enormously, I think, to make sure you produce a winning entry. So looking at the awards timeline, the closing date is Friday the 13th of March, quite an auspicious date there, Friday the 13th. The shortlist will be released in April, and then the Gala dinner and the awards announcements are on the 12th of May. So good luck. You'll find further information on the website and also in the magazine. So I'll hand over now to Fiona.
Thank you, Sue. So yes, we do encourage you to all consider entering a category, and we warmly welcome your entries this year. At the end of the process, the winners are going to be announced this year at a fabulous venue, the Tower of London. If you'd like to see what the event is like and how you'll receive your trophies, then have a look at the video of last year's events, and we do welcome you to come and bring your guests and clients along. If you're interested in sponsorship and want to know how to buy tickets, then please contact us via awards@relocatemagazine.com, and we'll be happy to provide you with more information, and you can book tickets via Eventbrite. And we warmly welcome you to also attend the Festival of Global People, which will be happening on the same day as the awards gala dinner in the evening. So on Tuesday, the 12th of May, you're invited to join us at the Tower of London, a fabulous venue where during the Festival of Global People, we'll explore opportunities for global growth and how to lead and support high-performing teams. This is a fabulous conference. It's very interactive, and you'll meet all sorts of interesting people and experts. So do come and join us. To recap on what happened in last year's Festival of Global People, see the video highlights, which you can find on our website at relocatemagazine.com. So that only remains for me to say that the next awards webinar will be released at the end of February, and we welcome you to attend that, where we will catch up with people who've won in previous years and give you some inspiration about entering this year. So thank you very much, and we look forward to speaking to you next time.